Wild Arms 3, developed by MediaVision and published by Sony, is a unique entry in the RPG genre, distinguished by its Wild West theme and usage of firearms. Released in 2002, it introduced new elements that set it apart from others in the series. I played this game on the PlayStation 2 and I finished it in about 43.5 hours. One of the unique features of Wild Arms 3 is its Wild West-inspired setting, which is an interesting departure from the traditional fantasy or sci-fi themes commonly found in JRPGs. The game's world, Filgaia, is a vast desert landscape filled with ancient ruins, ghost towns, and outlaws. The cel-shaded art style adds a unique visual charm that helps convey the dusty, rugged atmosphere of the frontier, but the world lacks the vibrancy and detail seen in other contemporary titles, making exploration less stimulating, and the drab color palette and simplistic texture fail to bring the Wild West setting to life, leaving the game's world feeling flat and empty. The story of Wild Arms 3 follows 4 protagonists, Virginia, Jet, Clive, and Gallows, each with their own personal motivations and backstories. The narrative weaves together their individual quests into a larger tale of survival and discovery in a dying world. While the overarching plot of Wild Arms 3 has potential, the execution is flawed. The characters are often underdeveloped and lack depth. Their interactions can feel forced or cliched, and the story progression is hindered by poor pacing and unnecessary filler, which dilute the central plot and make it difficult to stay invested. Wild Arms 3 employs a standard turn-based combat system with available actions selectable from a cross-shaped menu. The player has an ECN gauge, which allows one to dodge enemy encounters with a timed button press as long as your gauge is not empty. It seems because of this, they jacked the encounter rate way up to compensate, which leads to frequent and frustrating interruptions. This is made even more annoying by the extremely high rate of ambush attacks, which are unavoidable and oftentimes leave only one of your 4 characters able to fight for 3 entire turns. This game also has some of the worst designed enemies and bosses that I've ever seen in a video game. Player agency is often taken away in various forms. Random low-level mobs can do things like annoyingly paralyze your entire team, and boss fights are exceedingly tedious with pointless and silly mechanics. Composed by Michiko Naruke, the soundtrack is somewhat forgettable, but it does capture the Wild West atmosphere with the use of harmonicas, acoustic guitars, and whistling in its tracks. Dungeon exploration in Wild Arms 3 is marked by a variety of puzzles that require players to use their characters' unique tools and abilities. These puzzles are generally well designed, offering a satisfying challenge that breaks up the combat, making this one of the few highlights to the game. The game features a complex skill system that allows players to customize their characters' abilities. By equipping and combining different mediums, magical artifacts, players can tailor each character's skills and stats to suit their preferred playstyle. This level of customization adds a strategic element to character development, encouraging experimentation and planning. The game's difficulty curve can be inconsistent, with some sections feeling too easy and others too difficult, but the final sections of the game are made incredibly easy due to the single most broken ability I've seen in any game, the Finest Arts ability, which can one-shot any enemy, any boss, including the final boss. Wild Arms 3 had the potential to be a standout title in the RPG genre due to its unique setting and promising narrative. However, its numerous flaws, ranging from tedious gameplay mechanics to underdeveloped characters, ultimately hold it back. It seems like they were just throwing ideas at a wall to see what would stick with this game. I would recommend this game only to the most die-hard of RPG fans. I score Wild Arms 3 for the PlayStation 2 a 3 out of 10.